mini reviews episode, whatever this is. I don't know. I got 3 movies here to show you that one of them is good. One of them is really good, and the other 2, not so much, but let's get into it. I watched a couple DVDs that I did. Yeah, the thing is, I've watched all my DVDs for the most part. I have a few I still haven't watched. It's really my Blu-rays and 4Ks that I'm really dove into, especially the 4Ks. So, because a lot of the movies I want to watch, I gotta watch in the family room because that's the only 4K player in the house. And so I don't like watching like rated R movies in the family room. Because, but I do watch them when I have a chance to sit down and watch those things. So, anyways, that's a little backstory as to why I have so many 4Ks that I haven't watched. But let's dive into this with the first one I watched, which is Treasure Planet on Blu-ray. I'd never seen this in high definition. I've seen this before a few times as a kid. I don't know how to feel about this movie. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. Movie looks gorgeous, even though some of the CG looks a bit dated, but for the most part, it looks great. The way they blend CG and 2D environments together is insane. And I've only seen this like in a DVD format, so when seeing this in high definition is like, wow, this is fantastic. I mean, this high definition really did enhance this. My only issue with this movie is that I just don't know how to feel about it because it has a lot of good going about it and a lot of bad. First of all, Jim and what's his name? The cyborg dude. Their relationship is fantastic. Basically, you have this character who doesn't have a father figure, meets this guy, and he's building an attachment to him, and he's like, and the other guy doesn't want to build an attachment to him because he knows that it's going to affect him getting his treasure, and there's things like that. So he's a scumbag while having a heart, and there's just kind of some really great layers and theming to that. But then there's the scene where they're bonding for the first time, and I hate that scene because there's a great song called "I'm Still Here." The lyrics actually match up with what's happening in the movie, with the characters' feelings, but it just does not go into the movie very well because you hear this swelling of the score, and then immediately goes into this pop song that just does not fit the kind of futuristic 1800s aesthetic pirate theme that this movie's going for. Feels very odd, and it just doesn't come together. And I just don't like that. But for the most part, I thought this was a fun adventure movie. Not one of my favorite Disney animated movies. I know a lot of people say this is one of their favorites. It's so underrated. I agree, it's definitely underrated, but it's got a lot of issues to it. I feel like the whole futuristic aesthetic and 1800s theme just is a little awkward, but it's fun. And the robot in it is annoying as shit. Nobody can defend that. Even the biggest fans of this movie won't defend that robot. Then I watched Son-in-Law because this is a movie I bought a long time ago, and I'll be honest, Pauly Shore. Do we even need to say it? Pauly Shore's had a shitty career, and it's clear that in a lot of interviews you'll find him, and he is not happy with what's happened to his career. But I think movies like this were some of the ones I remember being better, and even watching this one, I'm kind of like, Basically, this movie is the kind of type of movie where you got this guy, right? He's like whoa, bro. What's up, dude? Kind of guy. And then you have this girl who's from the country, and then he has to kind of learn to adapt. They both have to learn to accept each other, kind of thing. And it's funny enough, but it is a little bit awkward and not nearly as funny as I remember it being. But yeah, this copy is a very old copy. This movie definitely is in need of an updated in need of a Blu-ray or updated, because really watching this thing, it felt like watching a damn VHS tape, but on DVD, which it just did not look very good. Um, and these, and that's because I bought this off of Amazon like recently. Now, Amazon has like these old, for some reason, some of these older like Touchstone releases, they'll like sell copies of them, even though these are out of print and you can't really buy them. These are not new copies. These are all old copies that they've just had sitting in it like a warehouse or a shed somewhere. So this was like in print in like 1999 or whatever. Like that's when it like so Amazon. I don't know if you guys know this. You can actually go on Amazon and it'll tell you what date the disc release, like the movie that you're buying. It was old, and this one said 1999. And if that's true, that means I have like what is that? 23-year-old Blu-ray? Like that's pretty damn old. And that's a lot of these DVDs here I own that are Touchstone releases. So I don't think we'll ever get Blu-rays or updated DVDs for these because these are Disney titles, and I just don't ever see that. But it's kind of unfortunate because you can see why these movies are getting left by the wayside. And some of these movies are movies that a lot of people would consider classics, like Turner and Hooch. Get in there. Come on. Sorry, I just have a lot of these. And Splash, So, it's really awkward. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I don't know how Amazon has these DVDs that haven't been in print for years, and most people buy them off of eBay, not off of Amazon, because they're not in print anymore. I don't really think most people realize they were on Amazon, so I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, last movie I watched is the Jetsons WWE WrestleMania because I'll be honest, I found this sealed at a thrift shop for $1, and I have the complete Jetsons. Oh, look, I dropped that. Ugh, come on. Jetsons complete series, which, if I have the whole series, might as well just grab this one direct-to-video movie that's sealed, even though it isn't good. And I feel like, here's the thing. If I've never watched a DVD I bought, I get rid of it at a certain point. Like, if I have something for 5 years and I haven't watched it, it leaves my collection. Unless I know it's a really good movie and I'm going to get to it. So I watched it. Because, I don't know, if I buy it, I feel like I should watch it once. And that's it. And, I'm going to keep this because I want the complete Jetsons collection. But I'm not actually ever going to watch this again. This movie was awful. No shock. A movie where Jetsons and WE cross over is bad. Basically, if you don't know, like, for a while, WWE had, like, a deal with Warner Brothers, and they're making direct-to-video movies about, they're wrestlers meeting various cartoon franchises. They did one with Scooby-Doo, Flintstones. It's weird that they did them with the Flintstones and, like, the Jetsons because, like, these are franchises that were stagnant. They're dead. Nobody's touching them. And the only people who remember them are older people who grew up with them, right? And the point of these things are to get kids into wrestling. But why are you doing it with the Jetsons or the Flintstones? It doesn't even... And I don't know. Why don't they just make wrestler cartoons? Like, why do they need to crossover it with other franchises? And... So, I don't know. There's a part of me that enjoyed this because the Jetson stuff is exactly how you remember the Jetsons. Like, it's incredibly accurate to the Jetsons, right? But the wrestling stuff is awful because these wrestlers are voice acting. They're terrible at voice acting and acting. And so, yeah, it's just like all the wrestling stuff feels so out of place and awkward and weird. And in most of this movie, there's like zero wrestling in this movie. A lot of it is action. And like time travel and stuff. And you're like, I don't know. You watch a movie with WWE, I guess you expect them to wrestle, but they don't really wrestle that much in this movie. And like, I don't know. A lot of the movie is focused on the Jetsons, so that's kind of why I enjoyed it because as a fan of the Jetsons, it's like incredibly accurate to the old cartoons, sound effects and everything. But then you just have this weird WWE story, and it's just like, so yeah, I didn't. It wasn't as bad as I actually thought it was gonna be, but it was still pretty bad. It's like, all right,